Hey guys, welcome to the Fool Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. I just wanted to give you my reaction to Michigan's 31-10 victory over Washington tonight, and it was not exactly the way I thought this game would go. Obviously, the Michigan running game was outstanding. Blake Corum, Sean Haskins, they combined for only the third time ever in Michigan history to have two running backs go over 150 yards each. And honestly, I was shocked that Washington wasn't able to stop them. And the reason why I'm shocked they weren't able to stop them was because the Michigan passing game was pretty anemic. Honestly, if I'm honest, worthless. Cade McNamara went 7 of 15 for 44 yards, and 33 of those came, I think, on maybe the first drive of the game, second drive of the game. They hit Cornelius Johnson on a 33-yard pass. After that, they hit Corum for a 7-yard pass to get a first down. There's only two passes that were even really productive in the whole game for Michigan. And obviously versus other teams with higher, more powerful offenses, that's not going to work at all. And so Michigan's got to worry on that a little bit. It's a question, is it really that Washington took it away and was trying to stop the run and couldn't? Or is it that Michigan's wide receivers didn't step up without Ronnie Bell? That people didn't get separation, that Cade McNamara had no one to throw to? It seemed like all his completions were throwing basically along the line of scrimmage to wide receivers or running backs, and they would get 1 or 2 yards. And obviously then you got to throw into Corum caught, maybe it was his third pass, but he got on 3rd and 15, and then of course the Washington player got called for taunting as he stood over top of them and he talked trash to them as they were down 2 scores at the point. That was a big play. Let's talk about the big plays of the game here. Obviously, Michigan, they had the fake punt. Okay, the fake punt. And that was epic. ESPN/ABC had terrible angles of that. You couldn't see it. They tried to show you. You couldn't see how much he got on it or anything. Just great. Michigan got a fake punt on a 4th and 1, I think it was, in their own zone at about the 30-yard line. And they got it. The next play, Corum hits a little edge or sweep to the left side. He hits a seam, gone, 67-yard touchdown run. Just what a complete momentum switch. That was you should be getting the ball back. Instead, Michigan kept it, and boom, you're down 10-0. It stayed 10-0 through the first half. Michigan's defense was doing really good. I know that Morris ended up with almost 300 yards passing for Washington, and I really think they should have abandoned the run sooner. They averaged 1.6 yards per rush anyways, and they should have abandoned the run sooner because they were getting nothing on the run. Excuse me. Part of that, of course, was Aiden Hutchinson. At least as my tally, he had at least 3 sacks today, and he was a beast through the first 3 quarters. The 4th quarter, Washington abandoned the run and started just passing, and they moved the ball. They got the field goal, they got the touchdown, they were moving the ball, and honestly, Michigan had to kind of rest Hutchinson. He had to sit out for a while, and I don't think he came back on the field. Maybe he was on the final drive, the final real drive, where Michigan got the stop on 4th down to kind of seal it. Then they came down again and scored another touchdown to go up 21 points. That's a great drive, though, too, not to overlook that. But Washington knew you were going to run the ball. There were 7 minutes to go in the game. Washington knew you were going to run the ball, and Michigan just ran the ball all the way down the field. It took just over 5 minutes and got a touchdown, seal the game. That just was a great attitude, and it really started off at the start of the second half. Michigan got the ball and did 8 straight runs. No passes, 8 straight runs, and just drove right down Washington, right down their throat, and got a touchdown, and basically was making the statement, you can't stop Michigan. And every time the defense came back on the field, they had that in the back of the mind. They're like, we're not going to stop them. And Michigan scored 3 touchdowns on their 4 real, meaningful drives of the second half. 3 out of 4. That's a really good second half domination in that way. Another key play. I kind of alluded to it. When, Washington was down 2 scores, Michigan was going to have to punt. And then they threw the ball, Cade Corum, and he was going to get stopped short. Washington guy, kind of, whatever reason, how stupid is it? is all up on him, flexing over him, talking trash. There goes the flag. Michigan, the fans knew it should be coming. Me and my buddies watching the game were like, oh, that's got to be a flag. Because a Jobo got called for that last week versus Western Michigan. Boom, they call it. First down, Michigan continued that drive. Touchdown, Michigan. So definitely took advantage of that, right? So, honestly, Michigan played a very good game. There's just a lot of questions still. What's this team going to be like passing the ball without Ronnie Bell out there is definitely one of the biggest questions. The offensive line did great. I know this just crossed my mind too. Michigan was having a huge recruiting weekend. And I believe his name is Connolly. I'm sorry, it's after midnight right now, so if I'm forgetting his name. But the 5-star offensive tackle out of Washington was at the game. And he had been at Michigan earlier for like the barbecue at the Big House. And now he was at the game tonight, and he'll be there this weekend, all the weekend, along with other big star recruits. Jackson, who's committed to USC, Walter Nolan, who's undeclared, but whatever. Big recruiting weekend. But think about this: Washington, that Connolly guy, he just saw Michigan's offensive line dominate, and hopefully that just puts a seed in his mind. I can come here and excel, and I will get drafted. I just hope that. You see that. And the defensive tackle, Walter Nolan, hopefully he comes there and sees Michigan dominate the line. Only gave up 1.6 yards per run. I can come here and excel. I hope they see that. Will they come? Who knows? That's up to them. But I think that's a good effort. Offensively, if they were wide receivers, I don't know if they want to come. Only 7 completions. And if you're a quarterback that came tonight, maybe maybe I do want to come because I can start here. But that's another story. That's another day. I got to also give a shout out to special teams. Obviously, one. Jake Moody hit a 52-yard field goal to give Michigan the 3-0 lead. 52 yards. That's a new career long for him. Brad Robbins did a great job of punting. His long was like a 59-yarder. Obviously, you had Corum with some good kicks. It's still a little bit of kick returns. You also have a little bit of up in the air with this other kind of walk-on guy returning punts, and it's kind of iffy. It makes me kind of wonder why Corum or Donovan Edwards, they did this in high school. They return kicks. Why can't we have them return the ball? But I trust the coaches. If they can't catch the ball, they can't catch the ball. But you would think, if Corum can catch the ball in a kickoff, why can't he catch the ball in a punt? Don't know. Maybe he can't handle the in pressure because on the kickoff you don't have people circling around you like you do a punt. Anyways. Sorry, just tickling my throat. Great game. I mean, obviously, things to work on, and that's what you want. So I have a few questions for you guys. Let me know what you think here. Number 1, do you think Michigan will be ranked? And 2, should they be ranked? I think they will be ranked. I don't think they should be ranked. Because they beat a Western team, MAC, and now you beat an 0-2 Washington team. You don't know how good they are, and your passing game was non-existent. So I don't want Michigan ranked, but I think they will be ranked. So what do you guys think? Ranked versus unranked, should they be, will they be? Second question. Here's a question that me and my buddies were talking about. Mark D'Antonio, he totally changed the Michigan State-Michigan rivalry for football. He totally did. Props to him for that. We were wondering, what's the best trick play you've ever seen? And we were talking about it after the Michigan 4th down conversion. What? I think the best one I've ever seen, I got to give him props for it, is versus Notre Dame. They took the delay of game penalty, and then they went for it on 4th down, and they got it. I mean, what a call. You act like you're going to take the... try to get them to jump offside, you take the delay of game, and then they went for it. Who would do that? And it worked. I think that's the best trick play I've ever seen, just to be honest. And I'm just being honest. I try to be honest with my videos. Oh, boy. So, and third question, well, maybe this is 4th. What does Michigan have to do to pass the ball better? I mean, was Washington just that much of a lockdown team? 44 yards. I mean, I'll be interested to see some breakdowns, and see what people have. I really liked watching a breakdown by former Michigan quarterback. I can't remember his name now. He wore 98. I can't remember his name. Just a couple years back. But they did a great podcast, a great segment on it, YouTube, and it was like an hour-long broadcast breaking down plays from the Western game. They'll do it again against, obviously, Washington. I want to see him break down plays. Were people open and Cade missed them, or was it blanket coverage and wide receivers couldn't get open? So I'm curious. But what does Michigan do to get wide receivers open? Because you're not going to be able to beat every team, obviously, your better teams, if you will, just running the ball. It's not going to work. Michigan's going to have more than 44 yards to beat a Wisconsin, a Penn State, a Michigan State, an Ohio State, Maryland, Rutgers maybe. I mean, honestly, this is going to be a tough schedule. I mean, you hope, but it's like Rutgers went to overtime versus them last year. Maryland game got canceled, so you don't know what they would have been like. So it's just, you don't know who you are, right? Oh, and I did want one more question. Sorry. Did you wear maize? Did you wear maize? I wore maize. I enjoyed how much of the crowd was into it, so that's cool. Good atmosphere. Night games are always fun. So let me know what you guys think. Put your comments below. I'll try to respond as much as I can, as quickly as I can. It's after midnight. Going to post this video and hit the hay. Get some sleep. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. And until I catch you next time, man, I'm tired. Until I catch you next time, go Blue!